slowing left southbound Strawberry. Right, westbound Adams Apple.
How much are we talking? Oh, you don't have enough for it, brother.
Moving. I got a new house in Los Santos. I'm trying to move into it.
Yeah, I have been out there patrolling, but
hey boys, how we doing?
Hey,
long time no see. How you been? How you been?
Looking good.
Why the fuck are you wearing that jacket? Isn't that meant for the retards?
Is it? I've been wearing it when I'm up north to get a little more of a rugged look.
Oh, I mean, it's up to you if you want to wear it. I just usually label the blue coats as the you know, the rejects that might not make it.
Oh, the state police one? Oh, I didn't. I just figured it was
that's
a
the
blue
jacket for the
coat,
officer.
yeah.
That's the one that Peach wears.
Oh, then I'll fucking ditch it. I don't give a shit. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's
up to you if you want to dress like that. I mean, I can tell you a haircut a mile away. You know what I mean? I know with Justin Bieber when I see one.
I appreciate that there, Kale. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
what's going on, boys?
This is the rooftop where anytime we got drama going on, we come up here and we talk. It's just, it's very cinematic and
Yeah,
fresh
right across
air.
from the Russian embassy where we know we've been tracked before and had information leaks multiple times.
Where we've heard drones above our head there, Bass.
Yeah, apparently been escalating. They've gotten Russian fighter jets. It's a proxy war basically. So they're fighting the war without really fighting the war, without really actually declaring it's a war.
Maybe we should try find those terrorists that are blowing up buildings and just pay them to blow up the Russian embassy.
Well, we've actually caught one who has blown up the state police building. Shelly Smith, the owner of the burger shop,
She blew up the state police building?
She did, with the help of other goons who we are unable to track.
I highly doubt it. Who made her do that? Someone forced her to do that. Ain't no way she did that.
Well, the names have been dropped as Speedy, Harry Brown, Jacob Hart.
Chowder.
Or Chowder.
So what you've done is you've got the person that didn't do shit in jail or fucking prosecuted for it. No way she did this.
1,000%.
You guys are pieces of shit. You guys are pieces of shit. Weren't you dating her best? Is that what you did this for?
No. It wasn't about this. This was gonna let you know that we've actually caught...
you let a woman take the fall for a fucking bomb explosion at a building that men likely did, Bass?
Well, when you say it like that, sir, it sounds really bad, but it's not that simple. It's very complicated.
Shelly has been blaming you for a lot of things recently, Bass. We caught her at a house robbery today, and she said it was your fault.
Oof.
I mean...
Times are tough for Shelly. I mean, that's what people do, right? They don't self-reflect. They blame others for their problems.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty true. That's sort of true, yeah. Hey, so what else has been happening in the PD? We end up catching any of those European pieces of shit.
Which ones? There's a lot of them here.
The Samoans, whatever the fuck they're called. The ones that ride bicycles and blow things up.
You're not gonna be happy about this, but a cop decided to leak information to Michael Simone, who's wanted for terrorism. So now he's gone into hiding, and he knows we're looking for him. There's been a docket posting.
Did that?
Serge Cross.
Great.
Serge Cross? Who the fuck is that?
SDSO? Judge now, yeah, he's part of the SDSO, but he's being dealt with.
What'd you do to deal with him?
He's probably gonna get fired.
What do you mean he's probably gonna get fired? That man should face fucking prosecution for aiding a terrorist.
Get obstruction or accessory.
No, fuck that. He's a fucking accessory to terrorism. What the fuck do you mean?
Brian.
Fuck that guy's life up. Man, listen.
Better than I do.
I hope he does, but he needs to talk to me because Brian needs to jam his cock up that guy's ass and show him what America's all about. Ain't nobody leaking no information like that and not getting fucked in the ass. Okay?
Oh, you're not wrong. So there's two topics I want to talk about, right? One being the debacle.
Hold on a second. Let's take a step back. Did Toretti hire that retard?
He did.
Is he around?
CSO, he would have had to. He said he was going to be shortly, but I think he's in the middle of something.
I think he might be home playing Monopoly. I'm not sure what's going on.
He said probably about 2 hours, I imagine.
I don't know what the fuck his phone number is. I don't know what to say to him. Dumb cunt or something in my phone. God damn it.
I'll send it to you right now, actually.
Goddamn piece of shit.
I'll try calling him, see if he is around, but I doubt it.
So, like I said, the nightmare of the PD, morale has been really low. There's been a lot of incompetent police work going on. Obviously, with tomorrow's meeting, we plan on just removing basically everybody who we believe incompetent within the UPD. We can go down through the roster one by one, talk about each name, and then decide to keep them or remove them.
Okay.
So that's the plan for that. And then obviously when that happens, we're probably going to go down to having maybe 9, 10 cops on duty per shift.
Are you
Yeah.
saying
Numbers
like
are
that's
gonna be
the
very low.
expected or the cap?
What do you mean by
So we might want to hold on that exact execution for a little bit because I believe the train systems might be sort of limiting the amount of people based on our strengths, if you know what I mean. To
that? Oh,
help
really?
counter that
Okay.
shit.
So you're saying that we should probably just get the names ready and then wait whenever we got the green light to pull the trigger?
We'll just do it all at once and be ready to rock and roll.
So if that's the case, sorry, I'm Kim Moulton. I do
No,
believe
go
that we should
ahead.
probably open up recruiting then because we need new blood in the PD.
I mean, how many cops we got on right now? Let's have a look.
I mean, yeah. What do you when you say recruit? Because PBSO just did like a fucking combine for the potential like lower pool. I guess
That's
for their.
UPD. That's for the UPD, right? That's the officers already hired. I'm talking about new faces coming in.
I'm thinking there's gonna be you know, something like each cop, one cop for 15 train tickets, something like that is what we're gonna go with. So if there's 10 police around, we're gonna have 150 train tickets to the city. That's it.
When you say new blood, are you talking about opening up the application process, kind of like we did in
Correct.
the past?
Having
or-
PNT get started. I just don't know how you want to do it, Soze. How do you want to recruit new people? How do you want the system to work in place?
I
We can
mean,
talk more
if-
about that.
If
in
we're at
detail,
the
you know?
point where, like, I still think, you know, I wouldn't mind doing recruitment here and there when we need officers. Just do interviews. Whoever's a sensible, you know, commanding officer can do interviews whenever they want. Just hire, you know, make it their prerogative to get, you know, 2 or 3 people pushed through each, you know, each month or two. You know, so I
See,
can do a
and then-
couple, you could do a couple, and we just do it in our own term, our own time. If we see someone we think would be a good cop, we interview them, we talk to others about it, and then we see how they go in the UPD.
I mean, yeah, piggybacking off that, like maybe see what like Roy or others have to think. But you know, Charlie may be a dumb fuck, but his training method worked real well back in the day. I don't know if you remember, but we sat his ass in a car with someone for just 2 weeks straight, and at the end of the 2 weeks, that cop just said like, yeah, let's keep him or no, let's drop him. I think if we went back to like a more like one-on-one mentorship thing, and then kicked him over to like a general FTO stuff, that would probably help out a lot with our training and our quality.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't got to be stretched. We're going to remember now if we're, you know, have the dynamic train ticket system. So I think we're going to have a lot less to worry about. And honestly, I feel like overall it's going to be better for us.
I definitely agree.
If there's less
sure.
less train tickets in general. So I ain't going to bother me none. I like the slow pace and allowing to have more investigations and shit happening with the odd, you know, boost here and there rather than, you know, 27 Valorant players trying to do boosts.
I will say, dude,
and you said the magic word bingo, investigation detective. How do you want the new detective unit to look, and what is the expectation for that?
I mean,
we can
Brian's
start-
been doing well from what I've seen. I'm sure he's still doing the same shit. At the end of the day, you know, using common sense, I guess. I think, you know, we obviously need to nurture that, and I too, is, you know, I need to be around more to try and nurture it. But, you know, we want them to look into things. We don't want you to fucking pull somebody on the side of the road and, you know, find scales and be like, I'm rating you. That is retarded. Okay, you see somebody, you find evidence, you build the case. You don't start the
So you
case
want
on the
people
first
that
thing
can
you
build
do.
cases from, you know, initial calls and build on it, and eventually get a case going on the docket, and, you know, prosecute.
Not only that, I mean, you don't have to necessarily even prosecute that person. The thing is, you see one person break the law or deal drugs. Why would you rate them straight away? They are a person that is connected, right? You see where they go, you see who they tie to, you find the other connections, and you go for a bigger, broader scope. It's a logical way to investigate.
Fish, you want to take down the big fish in a pond.
Not only the big fish, I mean, you know, just connections. More fish the better. You got to remember, right? When you have an opportunity to raid somebody, that one raid can either know that this person's hot and everyone's going to lay low for a little bit, or they're not going to think they're being raided and they're going to act like normal. Then you find the connections, the loops, all that sort of shit, and, you know, you got more people to look into. So I think it's just, you know, taking a bit more time, and, you know, I think Brian's been doing it well. Maybe he's been a bit too long with some of this shit, but to be fair, it's hard not to with, you know, some of the weird-ass serial killers and shit in the city. Yeah.
I
There's
can't
a lot of
fault
limitation
Brian
everyone
for
can
it, but
log
not a lot of his cases actually make it to the docket, and if that's the end goal, I think that's where he needs to be picked backed up a little bit. But other than
Yeah,
that,
I mean, at the
his
same
mode of
time, you know,
investigation's
he's
fine.
been looking into these Euro fucking trash pieces of shit for a while, and you know,
Yeah.
the only reason we've got a lot of intel on him is because of him. So when they did pop their necks up, he's ready to, you know, pounce if need be. And look, they're already going back into hide, and shit's died down. They're starting to be pussies again. So I think he's doing pretty
how do you feel
well.
about like maybe like a Brian or Bundy leading like a state-led detective unit that just like how we have in the state? Every single cert is ran basically by the state. Motor, Air One, SRU.
I'd be down with Brian to run that sort of shit. The thing is with Brian though is the reason he's good for it, he's willing to do whatever the fuck. He don't really give a shit. But the negative is well, it's not really a negative. I just think as long as I have oversight on, you know, when he's going to be performing, you know, investigative tasks in like surveillance or you know, anything that could infringe rights or put limitations on people in society, that it's you know passed on to me, and we work on a system that's going to work overall for everyone, because I feel like it gets really sloppy here and there, and you know, we just need to make sure that's on point, and then if we can get him on point with that, then we get other people in, and you know, they're going to be on point. But
right, so want to have you lead it, and then you be the the head of the detective unit, and then you have detective below you.
Well, I mean, he's still going to be the lead detective. You know what I mean? I don't have to be labeled as a detective. I just want him to work through me and you and make sure we sign off and shit, and then it gets done. Because, like I said, I think usually what happens is we go for a system that somewhat makes sense, then they end up doing their own shit, and a month later it turns into whatever the fuck they want rather than what we want, and the communication
and it becomes
fails.
clicky over time because people just live in their own bubbles.
How have people been complaining about the SRU shit? Does anyone even give a fuck anymore?
No, not after the tourists became S+. I don't think SRU has come off the ground recently. I know Angel has been being very selective in the people she want, but I don't think people have bothered with it, because if you have a tourist, you can do the same job as a charge. There's no point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's but in saying that, I think having the SRU maybe focused on leading pursuits either way and getting them into troopers might be a good thing. So I did talk to her about it a little bit.
I think SRU should be more about pursuit etiquette and correcting people's behavior in pursuits.
Sort of what the
instead of
troopers used to be
focusing
back in the day. You know, they'll lead pursuits and be sure to tell people how to run that shit. If we can get them focused on that, that'll be ideal. Yeah.
Easy. That can be done very easily. I've been trying to push everybody out the door, and then obviously the issue we're running into right now as far as the PD, and this is something that you have oversight on, is we don't have a lot of command presence. I'm not asking for a lot of command presence. We don't have a lot of leadership in shift 2, and between the hours of shift 1 and shift 2, and it becomes anarchy. There's a lot of people doing fuck all. Nobody's listening. There's nobody putting their foot down on things, and it's becoming more chaotic and crippling the PD as a whole.
Shift 1 to shift 2, you said. Is that a Brian shift? Is that not a Brian shift?
It is. I think that's
so
about,
him being lacking in there. You know, maybe if we, well, at the same time, we don't want to burden him with if he's running detective unit, we don't want to necessarily burden him with being command type shit as well.
Exactly.
So.
I mean, I think we just need to change the mentality of some people a little bit. I'm still seeing issues where people think that, like, people still don't know what the fuck a senior is supposed to do. I think there's plenty of, like, potential leadership, but there's, like, the seniors aren't really stepping up, and people aren't really going to the seniors, and that's why it's kind of a little chaotic. I think Toretti said something in the command channels about how we need to re-review the seniors, and I think that'd be a good first step, is starting to empower the seniors again to actually get control of this shit.
So what is it you're looking for in a commanding member, Soze? What is like the list of expectations, so I can start scouting for people?
I mean, maybe it might just be worth waiting and see what happens with the whole shift in the UPD, and see who, you know, takes lead once the UPD pushes her out and things are a little more controllable. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what the police numbers are like in that shift, but I know in a few hours from now, sometimes they get really low. So
yeah, at the end of shift 2, it gets down to like maybe 15 cops.
Well, we got to consider there's going to be no UPD, right? So it could be like 5 police officers. So
correct.
Maybe the whole the one thing is back in 2 or 3 years ago, you didn't really need a commanding officer when you worked as a team well. And if you got a smaller force, it's obviously a lot easier to work as a team and be better structured, I guess. So it might alleviate some of the stress just purely because of that. So
I do think once the fat is trimmed, there will be it will not be as chaotic fast, just because, like Soze is saying, there's just less people, less voices.
That's why I just want to rip off the bandage and just get rid of the fat as soon as possible. But I know that you want to wait for that system to come in, so
yeah,
well, whenever you're ready.
It shouldn't be too long though. I believe it's already in the works in another city that's testing at the moment. But I mean, once it's in, we can flick the switch. But we need the UPD guys to know if they do get booted, them coming in for an interview. You know, we're definitely going to be missing some good gems. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, 1,000%. People fall through the cracks. It happens all the time.
What I would advise though is maybe we put out an announcement. Have if these guys reapply, maybe they get their brothers or sisters to come in or some shit, because a lot of these guys are just the same people that sound the same, and I just fucking forget who they are, and they're so easily to it's just easy to forget them. And that's all.
So you're saying that if you get fired from UPD, you get a chance to reapply, maybe through family.
Well, you can do any sort of application, just as some advice to these people. The reason they are not memorable is that exact reason. They are just not memorable. They need to focus on that, and I think then maybe they can step forward and stand out a little bit. At the end of the day, if Jesus Christ, if we're hiring Peach who can't drive, can't shoot, can't do nothing, then what am I saying?
Yeah, I feel like the expectations have been laid out and has been clearly communicated multiple times. It's just people don't listen.
Yeah.
And whenever you pull the trigger, they're saying, "Why me?"
Yeah, well,
and they deflect the blame.
That's it's all about quality at this point. If we don't enforce quality in our system here, the rest of society isn't going to follow suit. So that's what we need to do, and just we'll see how it goes.
Okay. I think I have a pretty good understanding as far as what you want within expectation. I try my best, every single day I get on duty, I try my best to, be clear and concise as far as what we want. But sometimes I feel like people just live in their own bubble.
Yeah.
They just don't want to, leave their comfort zone to try new things and challenge themselves. So they get complacent.
We could also look at, dude, do you know how it works right now with the police queuing system? Can you join as a police officer on the train based on time zone?
No, you cannot.
No, so the way it works is anybody can join the police train ticket. But the second there's 40 cops on duty, you lose that police ticket.
Yeah. I mean, no one's going to lose that ticket option, are they? But one thing I was thinking is maybe not allowing... so if we have like 10 plus cops on, people can't just fucking jump on us. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes before I think about that shit. I don't want to think too far ahead.
That might get really complicated because sometimes they need help. I just don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah, raids and shit like that.
Yeah. So I think having a system that's very fluid and flexible is much more easier to allow us to breathe versus one that's very strict.
Yeah, I will say this might be a bit powerful and maybe keep it to high command only, but judges have a way they could force people in regardless of where they are. Maybe something similar to that when we really need reserves for like raids or like something big going on may help as well.
Yeah, we'll work it out. We'll just start with the basic shit, get that sorted, and see how we go. And as long as we're ready to adapt, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got too much to worry about, honestly.
I'm trying to think.
Don't try too hard.
No, I think that's really basically it. I think that just the meeting needs to happen. If you're okay with it, for now, we'll just remove the inactive people that have not got on duty since the whole shakeup. Those people have not even clocked any time anyway, so they're basically just non-existent. We'll just remove those people. And then whenever you give us a green light as far as this new train conductor system, we'll pull the trigger on a dead weight and then purge the whole UPD.
Dude, this PD shit might be good for the hardcore server. Once this PD's set and shit, like this entire adaptive system for a hardcore server would be fucking sick. Yeah, no, it sounds fine. Hey, maybe me, you, and Brian, we should have a chat sometime and just see where his head at is with all this shit and, what he's got in his plate, how he feels and shit like that. I mean, I don't. I'd prefer to see him in a, in the detective role rather than, having to command to do all that dog shit. Because I think that's, truly where he excels. I mean, he's good at everything, but if he's going to be one of the better people investigating, then we should make him focus on that solely.
Agreed.
Just
the biggest thing though is patrol is our main focus right now, because without it, everything else falls apart, right?
Yeah.
We're lagging behind on calls. Nobody's responding to 77s. Nobody actually helping out, and everything around it is impossible to work on, because you can't really investigate if there's constant 78s and there's nobody back them up, right?
Yep, A-firm. That's another thing as well. Like with our reduced numbers, we can look at extra firepower, shit like that too. So we'll look into what we need to do depending on what changes. So I don't think we need to sweat it. We just need to adapt and see the problems, solve the problems, and just move forward as always.
A couple of things that have been an issue for us right now is the helicopter. Helicopter chases. For some reason, civilian helicopter is still 40% faster than Air 1.
Still, I saw we've looked at that about 3 times now.
I know, I'm not sure what's going on, but it's been impossible to keep up in chases, and a lot of criminals have been resorting to just
It's the
air
Frogger, right? It might be to do with the
Frogger,
weight
yeah.
thing rather than a power thing. Does it dive quicker or something, or what's?
It goes faster.
Top,
It goes
top speed, top speed.
Yeah, the top speed is also fast. Okay, I'll have a look at it. I got a feeling these guys are potatoes. I mean, passing on. I'll have a look myself tonight.
Second, the rental place. It's been very abused a lot recently, to where there's been 5 to 10 buses a chase or a boost, which makes it very hard to combat what criminals are doing. I don't know if there's a way to speak with the DOJ or maybe the mayor's office, which we tried a little bit, to kind of get something going to where maybe you can increase the prices of what people are paying for rentals, or have a system in place where we can subpoena the records as far as what people are pulling out from the rental place and investigate further.
Yeah. I mean, I think it might just, I don't know if we even need that shit. We'll see what we're gonna do with that. But I know it's an issue and whatnot. But like I said, I think a lot of things will probably alleviate with the whole police number to train ticket shit, and we'll see how AIDS shit is after that. But I don't even mind the idea of just fucking decimating the rental system, getting rid of that shit. Fuck it.
This is just like a quality thing that I would love to see, is maybe a button on radio. Then you can request 77s, and it pings a location on GPS, like that catalog just came out, to where cops can request a backup without interrupting radio.
Oh,
So you're saying like our panic button, but for 77s?
Yeah, like the same, like the panic button I have right now. Maybe I can have like a second
there's
button.
no
on the radio
handling
that can
file
request
for.
77s,
Wait, is it just
78s.
the Frogger? Why is
That way I can
there's
conduct
not even a
traffic
thing
stop without
for it.
interrupting any comms happening on the radio, and request for backup. If I'm a patrolling officer on the streets, I can see that come up on my catalog on the top right and respond to it right away. Mark myself on that call.
Actually, you zoned out. What'd you say for that last one?
A 77 button. You know how we have like a panic button right now for 78s?
Yeah.
Something like a 77 button, to where we can have on a radio, we can press it and it can ping a location on the cat alert of a cop requesting backup, and you can respond to it without interrupting the radio, and that way it can, make.
We could even make
77s a
maybe
lot easier.
the blip on the target change color to like flashing red or something like that, so people know, where it is at all times when it's moving and shit. Honestly, with shit like this, Bass, you should just write a fucking down.
Okay, all right.
Because,
I don't mind doing that.
Yeah,
mind
just,
doing it.
if
Listen,
you got rough ideas like that, just jot them down. Maybe not all of them will get pushed through, but we can definitely push some of them through. So.
And then lastly, the biggest one's been requested is state auctions. Us seizing property or vehicles used in the commission of a crime.
That's gonna be a state thing. We don't have no say in that. I just mean like the judicial side of things. They gonna have to deal with that, sending shit. So if you want anything to happen on that essence, try talk to them. I think no matter what happens there, whatever gets seized will just go back to the Senate themselves or the state, whatever. We work under them. They're still technically above us, so.
Fair enough. I can work on that. It's just right now, as you know, the loan system has been removed from the state, so the budget for the PD is going to get lower and lower as time goes by, and we need ways to basically self-sustain, so we're not so dependent on the budget. The budget is going to give us the minimum, but in order to get more, we can give officers incentives to work harder to obtain something, so we can get that money and pass it around.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, let's just write some shit up. We'll see what we can do. I'll slap some shit in if it's easy and quick. Why not? So, I'm getting the fuck out of this rain.
I don't like
Why
it.
the fuck is it raining? No. Hey, yeah, I mean, if you guys have more shit to talk about, just hit me up. You know, I'm down to talk anytime. Just let me know.
All right, yeah, I just want
Don't we
to
have
give you like a rundown.
don't we have a meeting tomorrow or something?
We do. I just wanted to give you like give you a rundown and run through things before we talk.
Yeah.
So at least I can go in there with some sort of expectation and know what to say and do.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I'm gonna get out of the rain though, boys. You just have fun up here.
Sounds
Let me
good,
know if you
boss.
find
I'll see you out
Batman.
there.